So it's all about speed in today's sprint, not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Shanghai International Circuit, then, is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, Carlos Sainz, and Fernando Alonso. Hülkenberg, Hamilton, Leclerc, and George Russell. Antonelli, Albon, Pierre Gasly, Doohan, Bortoletto, Lawson, Esteban Ocon, and Isaac Hadjar. Stroll and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, watch the aggression, please. We don't want to lose places because of a penalty. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.5 seconds. The Red Bull drivers just moved into first place. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Checkered flag.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Did our best. Still got good points.
So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and, of course, the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time.